Welcome, YouTube. I am Chris Turner, and this is Tesla 411. All right, don't forget to like and subscribe. People are saying that Tesla has competition coming, and I'm going to tell you why they don't. They virtually have no competition right now. So a lot of the U.S. automakers have virtually done nothing for the last 15 years, and now are jumping in and trying to catch up. Although most people don't even know, but Chevy made a vehicle almost 15 years ago to prove that nobody wanted an electronic vehicle. Problem with that was they had leased out the vehicles, and at the end of the lease, they tried to get them back, only to find that nobody wanted to give them back. They loved it so much, and they did end up getting them, and they actually crushed them, got rid of them. I think there's still one or two in existence, but they basically tried to just wipe it clean like it didn't ever happen. As of right now, Chevy still does have the Volt and the Bolt, which are ugly, and I don't even think they're up to par at the 300 mile per charge mark, which I don't think there's any company right now in the U.S. that has made it to the 300 mile per charge mark. And that was where Tesla was back in 2013 with the Model S. So they're still trying to compete with the 2013 Model S. Porsche has their Taycan, which it looks neat, and it's actually a really cool car. I mean, I got to give them props for doing that. Audi with their e-tron, Jaguar with their I-Pace, Kia with their, I think it's a Niro. Forgot the name. I think it's a Niro. And I just keep thinking of the Kia Rio and how ugly a car that was. But that was their flagship car when it came out. And I think it was under $10,000 for a brand new vehicle with a 100,000 mile warranty. So that's basically what got Kia, started. And now their cars are actually very, very nice. Some of the upper class ones are actually luxurious, but still don't have an EV. So that Niro will be their first. Hyundai with their Kona. And then there's some stuff that's coming out next year. So, I mean, they've been working on it, and some of these are going to be pushed out. VW has a few. The Ford Mach-E is set to come out, I think, late 2021. But they've had the opportunity to make EV cars for a long time. They're now just jumping on the boat because they see that companies like Tesla are just taking off, as well as a lot of the Chinese companies that are making it big. Lucid Air has come out with a few, and then I think they have another one coming out next year. Rivian, their truck is actually a decent truck, and they're going to come out with an SUV again next year, so they'll have two. NIO has two SUVs. I think they're coming out with a sedan next year. Li Auto, Workhorse, Xpeng is actually not just in China. I think they're now selling to Europe, and so they're getting bigger. And then you have all these United States companies that they weren't doing anything. Now they're like, we need to get in the game here, or we're going to be out in the streets, basically with the laws that are coming into play. I think California has set, was it 2030, that so many cars have to be EVs, or all the new cars, I think, have to be EVs. Maybe it's not 2030, maybe it's 2040, but similar to China, they've done something like that too, where they're basically not going to be giving out licenses to people that don't have a new EV. So virtually you won't be able to buy an EV car in China after a certain time, which is probably why all those companies are popping up. And I think there's probably hundreds of EV companies in China. The ones I listed are just some of the top companies that are doing good work right now. But the reason there's no competition is nobody else has what Tesla has. Nobody has the full self-driving that Tesla has. Nobody has the range that they have, the batteries that they've made. And even if some of those vehicles, end up getting closer to Tesla, it still doesn't matter because it's not a competition. All those automakers could basically thrive. They could all sell 1 million cars a year. and it wouldn't even matter. In 2019, 77 million cars were sold globally. 2.5 of that were electric. And I mean, Tesla can't make 77 million cars. Maybe in the future, but like I'd mentioned in the last video, they're probably going to do 1 million cars in 2021. I think closer to 2 million, so 1.5, somewhere in there. By 2023, closer to 3 to 4 million. And by 2024, they'll probably be at 5 or 6. But there's no way they can ramp up to 77 million cars. So even if all of those companies end up making it and ramp up and make 1 million, 2 million, 3 million cars each, it won't even put a dent in Tesla. So not to mention, I don't think that they have the cars that people want. A lot of them, they're quirky or they're expensive. Most of the cars I mentioned are 70,000 plus, going as high as 180 to 200,000, where the Model 3 I think is 38. The S is probably closer to 80. The Y, I think that's only about 40. Cybertruck starts off at 40, then there's a 50, and then a 70. So whether you want the single motor, the dual motor, or the tri-motor. And then the semi is probably going to be 250,000. And then the Roadster at, I think that one is 200,000. But that thing goes 0 to 60 at 1.9, probably closer to 1.3, because the Model S Plaid is set to do 1.9, and they're going to extend that. So not to mention those also get 500 miles of range, which is just incredible. So yeah, that's it. That's why there's no competition. It doesn't matter what anybody else does. Tesla's going to be farther advanced than any other company, not to mention the full self-driving that they plan to release in 2021. All right, that's it for now. Stay tuned for more updates as they come. See ya.